Hey, my reactor. So, like I said, I was gonna bring content on this channel. I was a mukbanger at first when I first started out in 2019. That ain't work for me. I got monetized and I got demonetized because I couldn't keep up the watch hours. Boom, whatever. So, like I said, this channel is about reaction, Zodiacs, and some of my story time. And right now, I want to give you a segment, and it's a series of my story time with my life, Candra life. So I'm gonna start off with how I was conceived. I was conceived from my mother and father. My mother was 13 when she got pregnant. She had me at 14, but that following year she was gonna turn 15. And my father was 4 years older than that. Do the math. Both of them deceased now. So like I said, it's segment one. We'll get into details. I'm gonna tell you my whole life story. So she basically was a teen mom. You know what I'm saying? And we, you know, eventually my mother and father got married. Eventually, when I was like 2. My sister was already born then. So what I'm saying is life has been hard for me. Not really hard. Was I traumatized? Yay or nay, I don't know. Maybe I was, because at this point in time, I can't express how I feel with my children, and that's a problem. So anyway, they got married. I don't remember the younger days in my life. I really don't. But I can remember growing up. So I'm going to start at the life stance of when my sister was 10, 11. That's how far I can remember back with me when they was together. I don't remember. I do probably remember, but that's the glory days. But I'm going to tell you when I think that if I'm traumatized or not, that y'all could decide. And it's only segment one. So my father and mother was young. They had us at a young age. So at 10, if she had me at 13, she was like 23, 24, 25, whatever. So, whatever, I'm not going to get into my parents' story, because I'm going to eventually write a book about that, but right now I'm not, because I just lost my mother in March. But, so, my thing is, they had us young, they was married, but at the end of the day, me and my sister suffered. You know, like, not suffered to the point, because we was well disciplined. You know, we wasn't materialists or nothing like that, but we was well disciplined. And they was going through their trials and tribulations, and they was fighting and all this stuff and like that. You know, keeping us in the house, because my mother thought that she could do what she wanted to do, because my father was doing what he wanted to do. My thing is, y'all gonna do all that while you get married, right? So, and you got 2 young girls here. So it was a lot of hassle and jostle things with me growing up, right? So it was a lot of times that me and my sister, because you know back in them days you couldn't, and that was in the 80s. I was born in the 70s, so that was in the 80s. So, you know, your parents instill stuff in you. You can't go in the refrigerator. Okay, so we couldn't really touch like the main stuff, like the syrup and the milk. And it was up there. They had food in there, but we couldn't really touch it because, you know, they already told us we can't do it. But if you leaving kids in the house, what can you do? So me and my sister make peanut butter, not peanut butter, but sugar sandwiches and mayonnaise sandwiches and stuff like that, right? And we had a dog. So, okay. Then they'll pen each, with me, I'm the oldest, they'll pen my parents will pin things on. See, there's a lot of pressure being old because, especially if you're in a rocky situation, my parents would pin my mother when she was doing her thing, hanging out and stuff like that. My father would be like, "Don't open the door for her," and I'm like, "That's my mother. Why I can't open the door?" In my mind, and I couldn't disobey him, so I didn't open the door. So he eventually opened the door for her, but that's was their stuff going through. But why would you put a child through that? So I asked that was we traumatized? Because traumatized was a big issue in my life now with my children. Like, I never took y'all through that. So I want to tell my story now. Was I traumatized? Did I survive traumatization? That's a deep word. But like I said, we done saw no fight, separation. That's all we knew was them. As far as being our parents, and we had to separate and stuff like that. But I'm gonna get deep down in it within my Zodiacs and my shorts and stuff. But this is segment one. Was I traumatized as a child? Was you traumatized as a child? Then y'all could chime in. I'm just telling parts of my story as we go because I'm gaining content on this channel, and I don't know what I'm going to do with this channel. Like I said, I was a mukbanger, and now I'm branching off. I don't want to be a mukbanger no more, but I want to, bring something else to YouTube, and the lighting would be better. I'm just making a little introduction, other than, what other content that I have on this channel. But so far that I hope I explain myself. Excuse me, y'all. I hope I explain myself as accurate as I could. I'm sipping a little bit, and you're going to get a lot of that with this channel. But, like I said, this is segment one. I'm gonna look at this video to see where I left off at. But, I mean, when you see your parents go through stuff, because I'm learning because my kids didn't go through this, but I guess the reflex that I don't show to them, I think parenting don't come with a manuscript, and I think you learn a lot from what your upbringing is, but you can do better. So I'm gonna look at this video before I upload the second segment of it, and I go more to details because I don't want to be lit like I am now, but I'm still gonna be silver when I do videos, but I don't want to be as lit because I don't want to forget where I left off as, and I don't want to be all over the place. So I just gave y'all a synopsis of how my content gonna be for us. Zodiac shorts, little reviews, little vlogs and stuff. It's just candra's, Zodiacs, and reactions or whatever. But I still want to do story time too. So I will be back with segment two, and we're going a little bit more depth. And it's gonna be a long segment because it's a lot. Man, I'm about to be 50 in March, God willing. But I'm gonna tell y'all, I'm gonna go back all the way back to 49 years of what I experienced before y'all get to know me. So I will be back with series number two. I keep saying segment, series number two. Bye, my people.